Russell absolutely wrecked today. Yep, so it broke that trend line. And funny, this was the one that looked the strongest because it was keeping that trend up. Pre-market, we saw this thing absolutely drop. Tried to hold that zone even there for a little bit. Yeah, bounced out of it a little bit right now. Zone until not. I would say probably a knife catch right now where we're at. We got PPI tomorrow, so maybe that just sends it up. We talk about the volleyball spike where they send it up and spike it down. Is this something like a football punt where you drop the football and then boot it across the field? So let's see if anyone's doing that. If this zone gives, then I think it's time to have just the bear conversations. So we were inside that move right here, went clean past it. In fact, that was a gap out of it. Gapped right out of it. Again, all your work was done. Well, we got to that level pre-market, danced around, ultimately closed nowhere after that gap down. So let's see if any buyers are there. Went right to the expected move. I do think PPI sends it up. So the question now is going to be, is that going to be our short entry? I was hoping CPI today would send it up to go in short. But you guys know how that panned out. Luckily, I grabbed the one ticker that it wasn't broken today because NASDAQ went full-blown zone to zone, a little bit out of it, ultimately right down there to the bottom of this range, holding this zone. So all eyes are kind of on this zone right here. And that's going to be one of those things is, does the zone hold? Do we stay in this range? Are we in this volatility box? And I do think that's probably more the case. I do think this is a volatility box. Like we've seen on the S&P, where it is a wide range. There's a lot of bulls, a lot of bears, a lot of people making a lot of money, and a lot of people losing a lot of money. So I guess just keep that in mind. And give me 1 second. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, I do have a little one with me. All right, so keep that in mind before you go full-blown bear. I know picks in the chat, cheesesteak and who dis. I think you guys are full-on bear mode. Not even permanent bear, but kind of more red candles than green, kind of not. Still very much horizontal right now if we just keep just that right there. Just keep in mind, just zoom out. Before you guys get too excited to go long or short, zoom out a little bit and know we've gone nowhere. We've spent a whole lot of time doing a lot and nothing. Intraday moves, money for days. The printers are on if you're executing on any of this. Right now, I think we got to be right here. Does this zone break? If it does, I wouldn't say it necessarily beats this range because we did it before, came right back up. Somebody's still holding this level up right here. But I think if we test it again, I would buy right here at this bright blue zone. We made it bright blue for a reason. I would buy right there. If we hit that intraday, if we just smacked right down to that opening bell, intraday, I would catch the knife right there. Other than that, I do see us coming on down to this zone over here. Where does that put us as far as tech goes? If we grabbed it from the absolute peak. All right, so pullback, full-blown pullback territory puts us all the way down so all the way down to here. Not even a correction. That's just a pullback. I think we'll be having that conversation if this does break. Maybe we break this particular range, but if we break this zone that I made brighter blue, at that point I do think we are having that conversation of an actual pullback. Right now it's chopping. Right now it's nothing. As far as the Qs go, nowhere. Nothing. Plenty of room to make a move to the downside or up. We're still kind of hanging in there. As far as the S&P goes, ultimately holding the bottom of this range. So here's our range. We tried to get outside. Buyers picked it up. Whether you want to call it a range or call it that magic yellow box, either way, buyers are still holding it up here. I really would have loved a short entry up here. I kind of wanted this move to happen after a pre-market. I thought they were going to just psych everybody out. I wish I would have been on board. I was 100% on board the short play. I just wanted a better entry. This was not enough for me. Candles right now are red. I don't think we're in melt mode yet. I think tomorrow morning will be the excuse. If you're in options contracts right now, I expect tomorrow morning to look a lot like today, where most of the move is pre-market from PPI, and then we just see, unless everyone just digests everything, and then we send it. But let's just, as far as S&P goes, let's keep an eye out right there. Can we make that brighter? All right, that's what I'll be watching. At that point, I probably will be short. We're already flirting with breaking. I don't think the market's just going to give it to us that easy. Usually plays just aren't that easy, where all of a sudden there's a red candle, everybody switches gears, we go bearish, and everybody makes a bunch of money. Usually there's a lot of trickery, if you will. And that's why I expected a push-up before we pulled back.